Hey guys, your local boosted strategist main here, and I have finally reached Lord Proficiency on all 8 strategists in Marvel Rivals. This was a heck of a grind, but after more than 180 hours of in-game playtime, it is done, and it is beautiful. I'm going to go through and quickly rank each of the strategists 3 ways. Number 1, easiest to get Lord. Number 2, what I think is the best strategist in the game. And number 3, what I think is most fun to play. Obviously, these lists are my opinions, so if you have different lists for any of these or all of these, please let me know in the comments. Without further ado, here's the first list. Hardest strategist to get to Lord is Adam Warlock. His character-specific challenge requires him to revive heroes with his ult. His ult takes the longest time in the game to charge, and there's not always a good opportunity to use it. And you are not guaranteed to get a 5-person revive every time, so this challenge takes a while. Also, his healing output is quite limited, making it difficult to reach his healing challenge. KOs and assists with Adam are pretty easy since he can do a lot of damage. It took me 24.1 hours to get Adam to Lord. Next up, in 7th place, I have Mantis. Her character challenge is to sleep enemies. The sleep is easy to hit, but she can only sleep one enemy every 15 seconds, and I forget to use the sleep a lot, so it took me a long time to complete this challenge. Her healing output is also pretty limited, as her orb recharge depends on your ability to hit headshots, which is not always easy. However, she absolutely farms assists with her damage boosts, and it's pretty easy to land KOs with her as well, so that challenge isn't too bad. It took me 24 hours to complete Mantis Lord. In 6th place, I have Jeff. His character challenge is to swallow enemies with his ult, which is not super easy. Almost every character in the game has a way to counter Jeff's swallow, and you can't always get 6 enemies grouped up in the same spot. His healing output is pretty good, and his damage potential is good as well, so his swallowing enemies challenge is really the hardest one to complete in my opinion. The other challenges are pretty easy. It took me 21.8 hours to get Jeff Lord. In 5th place, I have Luna Snow. Her character challenge is to freeze enemies, which is harder to hit than Mantis' sleep. And again, you can only do it once every 15 seconds. I also forget to use this one a lot. Her healing output is one of, if not the best in the game, and her damage output is also quite good, so healing and KOs are not too bad with her. It took me somewhere less than 24.5 hours to complete Luna Lord. I wasn't paying attention to exactly how much time it took. In 4th place, I have Rocket. His character challenge is to revive enemies with the BRB, which has a cooldown of 45 seconds, so that takes a minute. However, his healing output is really good. I thought it was really good in the last patch, but it's especially good in Season 2. And his damage is very good at close range, so he can get pretty good contributions to KOs. It took me somewhere less than 25.8 hours to complete Rocket Lord. In 3rd place, I have Loki. His character challenge is to place down clones, which is really easy. You do have to place down a lot of them for the challenge, so it takes a little while. Loki's healing output and damage are very strong, so his other challenges are not too bad. Took me somewhere less than 22.2 hours to complete Loki Lord. 2nd place, I have Invisible Woman. Her character challenge is to block damage with the Guardian Shield, which is really easy. The shield recharges quickly, so you can be blocking a ton of damage in a single game. Her healing output is one of the best in the game, and her primary fire is piercing ability, so that makes it even better for healing and doing KO participation. It took me somewhere less than 25.4 hours to complete Invis Lord. The easiest strategist to get to Lord, and probably the easiest hero in the entire game to get to Lord, is Cloak and Dagger. Her character challenge is to hit enemies with the Terror Cape, which is off cooldown every 12 seconds, and you can hit multiple enemies with each use. Dagger's healing is one of the best in the game, and finishing kills with Cloak contributes a lot to the KO challenge. It took me 16 hours to complete Cloak and Dagger Lord. Next up, we have the list of strategists I think are the best. I think each strategist has a place in the sandbox. And there are definitely no bad strategists in the game, but some heroes are more viable than others in most situations. The quote-unquote worst strategist, in my opinion, is Adam Warlock. I said before that Adam's healing is very limited. This is because he gets one heal charge every 6 seconds, and each heal charge could heal about 300 total health. You can't control exactly which teammate gets all of your healing since it bounces between nearby teammates, and he can only hold a maximum of 2 charges. A large part of his utility comes from his Soul Bond, which is good at absorbing damage for clutch plays, but now it has been nerfed to a cooldown of 40 seconds, which is pretty brutal. Adam's damage potential is pretty high, though, and his team up is one of the best in the game if you have a good Star-Lord. I think Adam is one of the best picks for a third support if you choose to run triple support comp. Quick note, as of recording this, a new patch has buffed Adam's healing charges. Now his healing cooldown will lower by 1 second when you get a critical hit with his primary fire. I have played a few matches and his healing is definitely stronger, but in practice, headshots can be hard to hit, so the overall increase you're getting to your healing charges over the course of a game is not really that much. So I'm going to keep him at last place here. Next up I have Jeff. I think everything about Jeff is very strong except for his ultimate. Yes, he has the potential to get a team wipe with his ult, but in my 21.8 hours of playing him, I have never been able to swallow 6 enemies and jump off the map. So many characters counter the initial swallow, and it's not super hard to kill him when he's swimming to the edge of the map. Also, a lot of characters can survive being spit off the edge, which forces you to jump off with them to secure the kill. If you're running 2 supports, jumping off the map is taking one of your supports out of the fight, which is not always worth it depending on how many enemies you swallow. On top of that, not every map has good spots to jump off the map at every location. So there's a lot stacked against Jeff's ultimate. I did say that everything else about Jeff is strong though, and I stand by that. His healing is very impressive if you combine the bubbles and the healing stream at the same time. And his healing for himself is also very strong. Jeff's survivability is probably the highest in the game, so if you're struggling with dive, I'd say give Jeff a try. His damage is also pretty good, and he becomes very strong if you have the Luna team up. Next up on this list is Mantis. Her healing is the main thing holding her back, as it's tied to her life orb cooldown. So she is another hero that can't really be used in every situation, in my opinion. Her ultimate is also probably the worst healing ultimate in the game. The movement bonus is nice, but the duration is really short, and the healing per second is noticeably lower than other healing ultimates. That being said, it is still a healing ultimate, so it's definitely still strong. Mantis' main utility comes from her damage potential. She does a lot of damage herself, as well as having the ability to damage boost allies, so she is basically part healer, part DPS. Mantis is another great option for a triple support comp, and her team up with Adam is quite strong. Mantis, even by herself, is very strong, and in my experience, she can at least carry you all the way through Platinum. Next up on this list, I have Loki. Loki's healing and damage are very strong when you have 2 clones down. You will have some trouble if the enemy team is constantly shooting your clones, or if they have a Moon Knight, but there are an unlimited number of creative ways you can place your clones to keep them effective. Another thing Loki has some trouble with is healing flying teammates. The splash effect of his healing is strong for most heroes, but hitting flyers in midair can be difficult with Loki's relatively low projectile speed. Loki has great escape options with his deception and devious exchange abilities, but now that his lamps have been nerfed to a 30-second cooldown, he can have some trouble keeping himself alive, so he relies on his second strategist for healing a lot. The lamps are a super strong ability though, and can save you from many ultimates like Magneto, Iron Man, or Scarlet Witch. However, the lamps can be destroyed quite easily, and they will not save you from Spider-Man, Hela, or magic ults, or anything that'll do sustained damage. Finally, Loki's ultimate is extremely strong, as it offers unlimited creativity for making big plays. Alright, next up in 4th place again, I have Rocket. I thought Rocket's healing output was really good even before Season 2, but then they went and buffed it. The healing orbs require a little bit better aiming now, but it's not that hard to direct hit teammates with the orbs, so his healing has been massively improved. His self-healing leaves a little bit to be desired, but his escape options sort of make up for the slow rate of self-healing. Rocket's damage is really good up close, so not only can you effectively defend yourself, but you can help your teammates shred the enemy tanks. Rocket also has great mobility, and although his dash has got nerfed significantly in Season 2, it's still a strong escape ability. Rocket's ultimate became very strong with the Season 2 patch, as it is now basically a healing ultimate with damage boost added on top. And of course his BRB is an incredibly strong ability that can keep your team from losing a team fight. On top of all that, Rocket's team up with Punisher is extremely strong, and it will elevate good Punisher players to a whole new level. So that makes Rocket even better. In 3rd place, I have Cloak and Dagger. Her healing output is very strong, especially when your teammates are grouped together, and she has great self-healing. Her ultimate is extremely strong and even better now that Season 2 has dropped. Cloak also has very strong offensive utility and a powerful escape option with his Shroud. So overall, very good character. In second place, I have Invisible Woman. I have her above Cloak and Dagger because I think her base rate of healing is a little faster than Dagger's. Also, Invis has Piercing on her primary attack, so she can get a ton of healing really quickly when teammates are grouped together in a choke point. She can also do some spot healing by placing her shield on a teammate that is in danger. That can be really helpful in pinch situations. The only thing that holds her healing back is the limited range, but you can stay relatively close to your team to maximize healing while still staying safe. Invis can do some pretty effective self-healing as well, as she can turn invisible to self-heal or place her shield on an ally and stand in the shield herself for bonus self-healing. Her ultimate is another very strong healing ultimate. Finally, her Psionic Vortex and push abilities are great options for getting in some extra damage. I usually use the push for a quick burst of damage to finish off a kill, and the Psionic Vortex to farm a little bit of ult charge from grouped up enemies. Finally, in first place, I have Luna Snow. Honestly, she does it all. Good healing from her primary fire, ranged healing, pierce healing, defensive ability, self-healing, good damage, and the best support ultimate in the game. Luna Snow is super strong, and she even gets a nice little bonus ability from all the Iron Fist players running around this season. So, great character. Definitely recommend if you're looking for a really strong healer to start out with. She's really not that hard to play, honestly. Lastly, I want to rank each strategist on which I think is the most fun to play. It was hard to make this list because each strategist has a different playstyle, and I do enjoy playing them all. It really doesn't get more subjective than this, though, so again, if any of your opinions are different, please feel free to share. Alright, in last place, I have Cloak and Dagger. She's pretty basic. I think her gameplay loop is pretty repetitive, but again, she's a strategist, and I enjoy all the strategists. In 7th place, I have Loki. You can definitely pull off some flashy plays with Loki, but I feel like it takes a lot of brain power to play effectively. He also isn't a character you can be super aggressive with, and having to rely on a second healer to stay alive can be annoying. Loki can definitely make some clutch plays, though, so he can be very rewarding to play. In 6th place, I have Luna Snow. Luna's a pretty basic healer like Cloak and Dagger, but she's a little bit more mechanically demanding, so I find her more engaging to play. In 5th place, I have Mantis. The part healer, part DPS playstyle is pretty fun, and constantly focusing on headshots to refresh your life orbs is an interesting playstyle. It is also super satisfying to damage boost a teammate and hear the sound of tons of hit markers coming in. I love that. In 4th place, I have Rocket. I kind of fall into a rhythm when I play Rocket. I think it's fun to try and balance heal botting with doing damage. I like that you have to be more accurate with his healing orbs now, as it forces you to pay a little bit more attention when heal botting. However, I don't like that his dash has got nerfed. I find it a lot more annoying to escape divers and enemy ultimates now. However, I do think his buffs outweigh his nerfs, and my gripes with the new dashes could probably be fixed by having better positioning. Safe to say, I've definitely been enjoying the amplifier lately, though. Rocket's very good this season. In 3rd place, I have Jeff. When I started trying to get Jeff Lord, I was really frustrated, and I thought I was going to hate my time playing him, but as I played him more, I ended up having a ton of fun. His high survivability makes it really fun to have an aggressive playstyle, and I find it satisfying to be able to mass heal a tank through a ton of incoming damage. You can even have a teammate survive through a Spider-Man ult if you are constantly healing them, which I think is great. I definitely have a case of land shark brain after getting Jeff to Lord. He's super fun. In 2nd place, I have Adam Warlock. I've had a ton of fun playing Adam. Between balancing his cooldowns effectively, having a little bit of self-sustain to help against divers, and getting some pretty good aim practice in, I found him super entertaining to play. Pulling off a full team res rarely goes well, but it is unbelievably rewarding when it works, and clutching up with Soul Bond is very rewarding as well. Also, probably my favorite part about playing Adam is I love screaming, "Born again!" whenever I ult. I love it. Alright, first place, I have Invisible Woman. She's pretty much my go-to choice for a strategist. It took a little bit for me to get used to playing as her, but she has definitely become my favorite. Not only is her healing one of the strongest in the game, but she can also do some serious damage as well. I find it really satisfying to use the push for making plays like pushing a Doctor Strange or Scarlet Witch in the middle of their ult. Her mobility is also surprisingly high because of her double jump, and the shield offers a ton of utility for saving teammates and yourself. I have a ton of fun with Invis. I just find her gameplay loop really entertaining, and you can be pretty creative with her. So, those are my 3 lists. Hope you guys enjoy hearing me talk about Strategist for a while, and thanks for sticking around. See you later.